Hello ladies, I'm back for part 2 on our envelope pocket. Really don't have a good name for it, but it's Christmas in July at my house, at least this month. So, getting an early start. Sorry we couldn't complete everything in part 1. In part 2, I have everything inked. All we're going to do is put them together. So let's get started. Okay. I'm sorry. Just making sure I'm using my husband's phone instead of my phone to do the video, and you know, everything feels different, just the way it is, I guess. Well, since the last time I saw you guys, I put one of them together because I figured it'd be way too much to do more than the 2 I have left. I want to show you this one. What's different about this one is it is, rather than gluing the back page down, I have a cut apart from the Christmas kit. So, just so you know, I'm going to show you. Of course, in this little front pocket right here, I've put in a little calendar of December. I put in a little tag and a larger tag and behind the larger tag I did a little envelope. That actually looks kind of weird, but it is a bird. And inside the envelope, well, if I can get it out of there without, is a card with the letter C for Christmas. I put a little bit of trim there, and once it all loosens up, it should be easy to get in and out. At least I hadn't had any trouble. Okay, so this cut apart says, "Jolly O St. Nicholas, lean your ear this way. Don't you tell a single soul what I'm going to say. Christmas Eve is coming soon." So I thought it was so cute, and I had decided, you know, if I wanted to use this envelope again someday, or if whoever wanted to, they could unclip it and pull it apart. So, you know, there's different ways to do it. And again, I put the hinges on this one, and they're on the side there. So, I'm going to set this one aside. I'm not going to worry with putting it back together. And I'm going to show you how I did that particular one, and then I'll show you a different one if we have time. All right, let's get started on that. I appreciate you guys coming back for part 2. And if you enjoy this video, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe. I would love it if you guys would subscribe. Okay, I was going to use this envelope on a different thing, or different one, and I decided not to. So it's already glued together and everything, and inside it has a little playing card for Christmas, but it's got what looks like a little elf baking cookies. It says Doughboy. I thought that was so cute. So it's gonna go in the pocket here, and then the jolly on this side, or the Santa. And and we've got the holly and a small tag we're gonna use. And we're gonna use this larger tag. And I think while we're here with the larger tag, let's go ahead and put, I didn't put any of the gold ribbon or eyelash trim in here. So let me do that now first. All right. Okay, that's all done. It's got a old vintage Santa on it. And on the other side it says ho ho ho, and it has lines where you can journal. Okay, that's going in. And then this vellum envelope, I'm not going to put anything on the front. I'm thinking if I have any extra, and I think I do. Let me look here and see if I have some extra of the little Christmas cards. I do. I think I'm going to slide one of those inside here. And let's do the one that says jingle. Let me put some ink on it real fast. It's the only thing you're going to see me ink. I'm keeping my fingers crossed that that's really true. And then we can put this one to, we put it in here right behind the other card that's in there. I like the effect it has, you know, when you see it, that you can see through it, and it says jingle behind the other card. The card that's inside the front is just a card, an alphabet card. It says S for Santa. I just love these little cards. I'm going to get it back in there and lay that down. And here we have a little cut apart card that says, may Christmas love and Christmas cheer surround you and bless you again this year. And it also has journaling space. This is our 2 hinges, and I went ahead and put double-sided tape on those. And this is going to be the base part of the little pocket. And then on this one, I'm using the black Tim Holtz multi-word paper for Christmas. And then this one is going to be clipped on as well, is this old vintage Santa. I love this. This is from last year, and I just think it's beautiful. And of course it is a postcard on the back. So the first thing we're going to do is let's just clip him on to the top with our clip. If I can get my little fingers to work. There we go. Now that's ready. That was pretty simple. So I'm going to see if I can turn it this way, and maybe you guys can see a little better. Hopefully. No promises. But I'm going to pull off the double-sided tape on one of them, and I'm going to lay it here. This is much easier than gluing. You just lay it here with your scored side to the outside. Lay it down. Rub it really well. And let's do the same thing on the other side. We'll do them both, and then we can do the top 2 at the same time. Okay. Scored side to the out side of the card. or the pocket. I don't know what we want to call it. We need to come up with a name. Multi-pocket envelope is what I'm going for. Getting the score tape off. I guess we should have put this little guy on afterwards. Here, let's just do that. Get him out of the way. Now, we're going to put these down together, which is much easier than the way I showed you earlier. But it was the first time I had taught it, so I didn't know myself what was best. Okay, now I'm going to put this string aside. For one thing, it's wanting to attack me. Let's go back to putting him in the pocket. Okay. And we'll clip him on. There in the center. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is just start gluing and watch it just change from a craft envelope into something so beautiful. Not that I'm bragging on myself. I don't mean it like that. I just mean the papers and the, you know, it's amazing what you can turn an envelope into. You know, and I go to bed at night and I rack my brain on what I can do next, you know. Of course, it's helped a lot to get to watch all you other ladies out on YouTube. I've learned so much from all of you. I think if I'm not in my craft room, I feel like I'm on YouTube watching videos. I've heard several of you say that it's that it's addictive, and I believe it. It is. I'm putting glue along the bottom of the circle. Now, if you're going to use a text when you do the circle, you got to make sure they're upright and it's, you know, where you can read your text. Okay, just center that on the bottom. And you know, I thought you could, if you did this also, you could use one of the, you know, the extra large scallop punches. You could add a tag here. I mean, there's so many things you can do. You can actually, as I said in the first video, you could put, you know, like a bigger tag in the back. And or you could even do it on the side. So there's just all kinds of things you can do with it. I'm sure a lot of you know that already, but it's my turn to share that with you. Okay, now I'm not sure, 100% sure what I'm going to put in here. I do know, I hate that it covers up this Santa because he's so beautiful, but he will be the surprise whenever you get to the emptying everything out. Let's put the jingle in first, and then we'll put this other envelope in. And I like to kind of tilt everything kind of out. I feel like the more you can get in there, the better. I like to put Santa down in here and kind of tilt him out a little bit too. And we have a smaller tag of Santa coming down the chimney. I'm trying not to stick those too far down in there right now because of, oops, yep, I got glue. Let me wipe that off. And it will probably take off my ink. But no, it didn't. I'm surprised. Okay. So don't get carried away like I did at first and push your cards down into the ink. You know what? I don't think I'm going to use this. Save it for another one some other time. But I do think I want to put this little tag here in, and let's just stick it right in the middle. Give us a little bit of decoration there. And so it's looking pretty good right now. I'm thinking I want to decorate something. You know, you can't do everything without decorating something. I like to put a little bit of this or that on it. I think I'm going to use this little pleated part. It's actually where there was a seam in the sari silk. I think I want to use that and kind of do one side down here on this circle. Let's just do it like that. We'll glue that down. Let me see what else I can come up with over in my junk bin. I do have some red, and I'm looking at my different, let's use, I don't like to use stuff that's too blingy. Let's use a little bit of this green. It's not too bad. See, now that was a thing I hadn't planned on, but I thought would look cute. This almost looks like a ruffle that I had gathered up. Okay. Let's just plop it down. See, really, there is not a wrong place to put it. Then we'll just put some glue on the top here. I'm using Fabri-Tac. No, it's Fabri-Fix. I don't know why I want to call it tack. Okay. Get this down here. Maybe we should add, maybe we can add this holly. Nah, I think that's too much. Let's see if we can get this ribbon to stick first. It's just like it to not cooperate during a video. Okay, we're gonna let that ribbon dry for a second, and then we'll come back and put a button or something right there. And I'm gonna come up and show you this. Let you see the whole thing. Come in. There will be a button or a charm or something there. Okay. We'll pretend that one is done for now until it dries. All right. Now, this is our last one. And hopefully there won't be any thing that causes us to mess up on this one. All right, let's get all this stuff off. I just kind of threw a bunch of stuff on here I thought might work. I love these cards. I love the Christmas ones, and I love the ones that aren't Christmas. Okay, so this one is going to be different. Everything's been inked as before. First thing we're gonna do is put down our base paper, and make sure your script is upright. And I'm not going to round the corners on this. Just on the lower base. Okay, let's get this centered. I like to put this part down first if I'm gluing it because it's just easier. I'm telling you, I can't glue anything down that I don't get a little bit of glue somewhere. And I've gotten better. I remember in the beginning it was glue here, glue everywhere. It drove me crazy. So I've been working to not put anything too close to the edge. Obviously, I have still done it some. Let me wipe this off my hands real quick. So that's our base. And now we'll put our hinges on. And we'll do it the same way we did before, where we do one side at a time. Make sure the scored side is to the outside. And I just line it up just to the inside of that, the outside of the envelope. This glue right here just wants to be a pain. Sometimes if you rub on it while it's still wet, it really does get rid of it. Okay, our second hinge. Let's take this tape cover off on both sides. If I can get my fingernails that need to be manicured, oh my goodness, don't even look close. I've had them in so much ink and paint and everything this week. It's like you can't even get them clean after a while. Now remember that we didn't look at it this time, but remember that we did seal the back of the envelope before we did anything. We sealed it closed, so it's, and I feel like, you know, it's better to put the closed side to the back in case you do want to clip something on here rather than glue it on. Okay, now we'll go to this portion here at the bottom. It really does, if you prepare all your pieces, you have in mind what you want to do, you know, it really does not take that long. Once you've made the first one, they have gotten easier and easier. And I'm sure for some of you this would be a breeze. I hope that I can get some of you YouTubers to come watch me and tell me what you think, so I know what I need to do or what I need to change. I definitely would not be offended by that, but just don't be mean. I want to learn, and I'll do what it takes to do that. Okay, so see, this is what I was talking about earlier. If I were to glue that down, with the letters would be upside down. So you gotta watch. So we're just gonna use this one because I had it cut. And you just put one strip of glue. And while you're there looking at my video, give me a thumbs up and maybe subscribe. I know so many of us have so many people we have subscribed to, but you know, it's so fun. You know, I might watch one person, you know, every single time. There's, you know, my favorites, of course. Everybody has their favorites. And but then you'll get tired and move along, and see what else someone else is thinking. Okay, now there's that all glued on and put together. We've got our hinge in there, which allows us to have more goodies. Okay, I think the next thing we'll do is use this envelope. Now, I'm trying to remember what I wanted to use on this envelope. Got to think a minute. I'm going to set that to the side while we work on this envelope. Oh, I know what I thought might look good. Let's just try it and see. I love this tree. It's like building a little scene is what my attempt here is to do. Just like that. It's like they're standing in a courtyard in front of a tree. This Santa is gorgeous too. Okay, so let's get this glued on. Get all that clump of glue. Can't put it down. It'll be coming out the sides. I just don't want to, my problem is I just don't want to, you know, make a book and put it in a book and sell it to someone and it fall apart. So I'm very cautious of making sure it's constructed where, you know, your grandkids could look at it and not fall apart. Okay, I'm just cleaning up a tiny bit of glue. I didn't do too bad that time. Okay, I'm gonna wipe some of this glue off. I hate it when it gets globby because it's harder to get the glue to flow correctly. Okay, now Santa and the children. All right. I'm going to smooth that out a little bit because that's going to be coming out on me. All right. Let's see if I can line this back up again. Just going to catch that glue, but it's in my way. Hope you guys have had a good Saturday. We've had a busy one. The grandkids have been in and out and grocery shopping and crafting. A lot of crafting today. Okay. And either today or tomorrow I will be showing you my first video of any of my books. So, I mean, I've made many and sewed many, but I've not ever videoed one. So that will be a first for me. All right, that looks just like a scene. So pretty. I love that one. You know, the very first one we made today, see, it was like a scene too. I love those. So pretty. Okay. And we're going to do this one kind of similar, not exactly. Okay, so this part is done. And I will come back and put something in there in just a few minutes. Let's set this to the side. Now let's work on our tags. Got a couple tags we're going to squeeze in there. And really all we got to do is glue these down. that's not that difficult. So I'm going to try to do this fast. I like that this one will line up too. I think it lines up perfect actually. This little tag isn't all that big. There he goes. Such a cute Santa. Okay, and the next one. Got glue going everywhere. I love this glue. It dries so fast, and that's really helpful. But if you just leave it open for a certain length of time, it just wants to come out and visit. It just starts going everywhere. Okay. I'm sorry if I'm getting my head in there. I was trying to make sure I had it centered. Just a little glue right there. All right, now I'm gonna add some, silk, but some trim on there. And I've just been sticking with this color, so I didn't have to dig out several others. So string that through, and when I'm using the eyelash trim, I just tie a double knot. You know, if I do other things, I might do something different, but I just think it looks better that way. Come out of there. There we go. Give it a little, feel like I gotta brush its hair. That is so funny. It's coming from the back through the front of the hole. That's nuts. Let me trim it a little bit. I think it's too long. It's covering up my picture. Gonna have to give it a haircut. I'm telling you, those are some long lashes. Okay, now that one's ready. Let's get this mess out of the way. And we'll put some trim on him, and hopefully it's not as wild as the last batch. I go in through the back because there's a little bit of Santa obstructing that hole from the front. There we go. Telling you that this, can't tell if you're pulling the right direction or not. Nope, I guess that's tucked in through the back. Oh well, it doesn't matter. That is so funny. I'm gonna have to trim it because I want to see Santa's face. Okay, there we go. Give him a little bit of a trim here. I don't like them super long. When everything starts getting tangled together, it's not that cool to me. Okay, now I think we're ready. Oh, I've got to get my index card. Excuse me, I'm going to grab one. Now, this will take a couple minutes because I did forget to ink one. I put it on here, so. This is coffee stained, so it won't take much. I just like the edges to have a little bit of something. I found digging around in all my doilies and so forth a Christmas green. It was like a hot plate, kind of, and it was a circle, and I just cut it in half, and so I'm putting it on top. It's that simple. I can't tell which is the back from the front, but I'm going to put it actually on the doily so I don't. But it's pretty heavy. You can tell they used a heavier. I'm just going to put it like in the center so that when they open the envelope. Now, the last time I used the other half of this, it did take a few minutes to dry, so we will set this aside and let it do its thing. And we'll move on. Okay, so it looks like we've got everything made except let's do some. I'm thinking out loud here, ladies. I'm going to pop the Santa down in his little envelope or his hidey hole. Now, it doesn't at this time show a lot, but you can pull it up to where you want it to be, and it doesn't move. I mean, it's the perfect fit inside, and it doesn't move. Okay. There, I really liked the way we did the sari silk on the very first one, and I think that's my favorite way of all that we've done today. And of course, the strings from the sari silk is attacking me. Oh, here's some right here. Let's just use it. Okay, I'm going to staple this like we did last time because that works so well. Just take a little bit, and I like to kind of fold it under and give it some kind of, I'm going to pull this out while we do it. Fold it over so we can get it stapled. I like the card to show above, and then I'm going to kind of tuck that under. Tiny attacher here. Now, remember, this is going to be stapled, and you would be able to see it on the other side, but these are going to be glued into your journal, so nobody can see the other side. And then I'm going to do this side, get all these strings out of the way. I find these little strings everywhere, kind of like glitter. I almost didn't cut this long enough, but it will do. Okay, I have to do it a little closer to the edge. Okay, see, you can fold or fold it under or whatever. Give it a little crease. Okay, now again, I'm going to use this seam binding that I stained with ink. a while back. Oh, this looks like it doesn't want to stay with one staple. So, gonna have to give him two. It's not cooperating. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to tuck this under on the left side since we have the Christmas tree on the right. That way it won't interfere. I'm going to tie a little bow. Well, actually, I'm not even going to tie a bow. I'm just going to tie it into like a double knot. And try not to use it all because I love it. I don't remember what color I used on this, but of the Distress ink, it was the liquid that he used to sell. I don't know if it's still available or not. It probably is somewhere. I'm just going to trim that right there. And I have a little piece left. That always makes me happy. Okay. Now, we can put him back in. And we will line him up about there, put him back in. And again, I'm going to add a charm to this one. And I just used a little pin, and I think they're called bulb pins. They're also by Tim Holtz. And I just barely catch it there, and that way it doesn't, well, I say it doesn't want to go through. So there. Let's try that again. I could leave it, but I want to make sure it doesn't come off on anyone. Let's tighten that up and let's try it again. I might just put a little bit more fabric on there. That might make a difference. I didn't hook enough. Sometimes it's hard to get those needles through that thick fabric, or thick ribbon, I should say. There we go. Oh, that's been more work than any of it. Okay, now let's start stuffing things in with this little Santa card to the right. And it looks like Grandma's house to the left. And I think that's enough for the big pocket. So I'm going to put Joyful over here. And I'm thinking, what do we want to put right in here? Let me look through my little bowl. You know, we have this we might be able to put on here. I think that looks pretty. Let me see if I have a little tiny card of some sort. If I don't, that's all right. We'll come up with something. I don't in that bowl, so let's not worry about it. I'll add something here at some point. You can see what I did here. I did a little circle that says Christmas Joy, December 25th. Just add a little button, and I stuck it right here. And so that's probably what I will do. I have some more packages of this. I'll just have to dig them out. Oh, let me glue my holly on. looking to see if I've gotten any glue anywhere. That is so dark right there, it's hard to tell. I think it's good. Okay. Maybe not so good. One of these days I'm going to shock myself and not have any glue disasters in a day. Well, they're not really disaster, but they're a nuisance. Okay, there's that. That's better. Now I'm going to look on here on Tim Holtz's little list and see if there's anything that might show up. We have a Holly Jolly Christmas. I'll be home for Christmas. Oh, maybe we'll use that one since it's got Grandma's house on the tag. I'm just going to kind of pull it across to one side. Just line it up so it's straight. I love these little sayings that Tim Holtz puts out. And there you go. We made 4 today, which was, I'm so glad you joined me while I did this. I want to show you real fast something else I did today. Hold on 1 minute. I'm right here. I'm just getting them so I can show you. I want to put some little extra things inside. Now, I hope you can see this in the camera. These are little craft bags. They're the little mini ones. They're about 2 inches wide. Maybe 3 tall. I don't know. I haven't measured them. But that's the cutest little deer. Look at him. And I sprinkled them with gold Heidi Shine. And here's Santa. I just thought they were cute and really fast. It says Merry and Bright. Here's a Christmas tree that says Merry and Bright. I was just, I had a few minutes and I was piddling. Here's another Santa. And then I got out, here's one Santa. I love the winking Santa. I don't know if you've ever seen him. So I got out my watercolor pens and I just kind of colored them up. So I did a real fast, I don't know if you could see the twinkle in his little eye. But I will come up with something to put inside these bags. I still have several to make, but I'm glad that you came along with me today, and I hope you'll come back next time. I hope you'll give me a thumbs up for this day's work, and I'd love it if you could subscribe. Watch for my video of my album. Thanks, guys. Have a good weekend.